In this video, we're going to talk about efficiency while you're at the kitchen line. Now, there's a couple reasons that you really want to be efficient in your movement while you're here. First one being, most of your pickleball point is going to be spent at the non-volley zone right here, the kitchen line. You'll have a serve, you'll have a return, and because of the double bounce rule, you have to play those at the baseline. But after that, you're going to want to be able to work your way in and get here and play at the kitchen line, because this is your offensive position where you can actually win points just because of the angle that you're hitting the ball. You definitely want to be hitting the ball down at your opponent so they pop it up to you. So that's the first reason that's really important to be efficient. The second reason falls in line with my experience yesterday. Maybe you're somebody where your joints aren't like they used to be in your 30s, or maybe you're a little bit more overweight than you were in your 30s and you just can't move quite as fast as you used to. Efficiency is going to be really important for you, because if you can, instead of getting somewhere fast, just know a little bit, like a split second earlier, that I need to take one step this way so that I can, defend a ball or get to a dink early or whatever it is, that efficiency is going to come in really handy. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. First, I want to talk about getting to the ball and anticipating your opponent's shot early. So that's really important, and what I noticed yesterday when I was playing with the 3-5 and 4-0 players is oftentimes they were reacting to the ball after it had already been hit and it was in the air. So they were extremely late. Extremely late means they were only a split second late, but split seconds are really important when it comes to the game of pickleball and anticipating that shot early. So what I want you to do is, when you're in the ready position and you hit a ball, let's just say it wasn't even that aggressive, which means your opponent can do whatever they want with that dink. I want you to be ready and watching what's the angle of their paddle, how fast are they moving their paddle, where's that ball going, so that if you can see that the angle of their paddle is very wide, then you can already take, just in anticipation, a split step this way, and then once they actually hit the ball, you're already moving in the right direction. You can see, oh, that's going to be extremely wide, I need to take 2 steps this way, or maybe you don't need to go as far and you're already in the ready position. But the point is, you saw that early, and as a result of seeing that early, you can react a split second earlier, getting to the ball significantly quicker, which will help you not pop the ball up. That's the goal, especially when you're at the kitchen line, is to not pop the ball up. And if you get there early, that'll give you time to hit a good shot, not be off balance, and you'll be able to hit a good shot that's unattackable for your opponent.
Hey, real quick before we continue with the rest of the video, be sure to drop a like down below and subscribe to our channel. That way you'll be the first to know when we post new online instructional videos. Also, stick around until the end of the video where we teach you the fast track to improving in your pickleball game.
Next, I want you to think about taking as few steps possible when it comes to efficient movement. So think about it as the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So if it takes you 2 steps to get to the ball that's dinked wide to the left, then take your 1-2 steps, dink it, and get back to ready position instead of 4 steps. You don't I noticed this yesterday when we were playing with folks. They'd get off the kitchen line and then the ball would be over there and they'd take 4 steps to get over there, and now they're just way out of position, or it's going to take them a lot longer to get back in position. So think about efficiency with, if it takes me 2 steps to get there, I shouldn't be taking 3. If it takes me 1 step to get there, I shouldn't be taking 2. If you can get it out of the air and hit a good shot that's not off balance, instead of taking that 1 step and remaining in position, then do that. So think about efficiency, as few steps as possible to hit a good shot that's not off balance, that can be potentially offensive to your opponent. Next, it's really important to hold your ground at the kitchen line. We always want to be playing from the kitchen line. If you get pushed back, which means taking a step back, you have to get back to the kitchen line, because now your angles are as good as they're going to be. Even if they hit a pretty decent dink, but they pop it up just a little bit, your paddle, you're going to be able to get your paddle over there and slam it on them. Whereas if you back off the kitchen line and you're here, that's a ball that's going to bounce now. You no longer can hit it overhead where it's going to be hitting down at their feet. So it's really important to keep your position line. So what I want you to do is, if you do get backed off, you got to get back here and hold your ground. If you got to go in for a ball in the kitchen, you have to get back here and just hold your ground at the kitchen line. When we're talking about efficient movements, it's really important to not hit the ball and then stay where you're at. You always have to get back into ready position. So if you get a ball taken wide, if you stay here, now there's a huge gap between you and your partner that they're just going to easily put the ball down there, and they're gonna win the point. So think about being efficient with your movement. If I have to take one step here, I take it, but I get back, and that's the whole point of that efficient movement, is getting back into ready position efficiently as well. Last thing I want to talk about, and you probably won't think that this falls under the idea of efficient movement, but it is hitting aggressive shots to your opponents when you're able to do so. Obviously, if you're on the defense, then you don't want to hit aggressive shots because that's all of a sudden going to become a low percentage shot. But if you've done the first 3 things correctly, you've anticipated the shot, you've taken the least amount of movement there, you're going to find yourself in position at the kitchen line as much as possible. And as a result, now your opponents are going to be the ones that are hitting the crummy shots, that are going to be popping the ball up, that are going to be giving you easier shots, which means that you can now be more aggressive with your dink or with your volley or whatever it's going to be. So let's just think about this scenario. You're dinking with somebody, they have hit something easy to you, and you have all the time in the world to be able to decide what you want to do with that ball. You're assessing where they're at on the court, and now you decide you want to hit something aggressive back to them. Not too aggressive where it's going to hit the net or it becomes a low percentage shot, but you're going to place it in a spot on the court that makes them move the most, right? We want to have the most efficient movement as possible, but conversely, for your opponents, if you can hit balls that makes them move a lot, you're going to find that they're going to be the ones popping the ball up. So you might think that everybody's at the kitchen and we have a 50-50 opportunity to win that point, but if somebody hits an easy ball to you and then you hit something that's a little bit more aggressive, putting them off balance, you're definitely in the offensive position at that point, and they're probably going to pop the ball up to you. So let's think about this for a second. You've been given an easy shot, you're assessing the court, you say, I don't have to hit it hard, but if I place it right there, there's a huge gap, and they're going to have to bend over. Your opponent's going to have to bend over and get the ball down here, which means they'll probably pop it up. So think through, after you've done the first 3 things right, how can you hit a shot that's going to be a little bit challenging for them so that they end up popping the ball up? And I think that's how all of this goes together. Think about that. Just changing some of these tweaks in your game is really going to, like, you don't have to get faster, you don't have to get stronger, you don't have to get more in shape, you don't have to do any of this stuff. If you just move efficiently at the kitchen, you're going to find yourself winning more points. So this is a really important concept, the efficiency at the kitchen line, and I hope that video has been helpful for you. Hey, if this video has been helpful and you want to take your pickleball game to the next level, attract better partners, and make less errors on the court, I want you to click the link below, which will take you to a page where you can enroll in our 4 days to 4-0 online training course. We're going to teach you in that course what took us a long time to learn about the game of pickleball, to be able to get to the shots that you need to be able to excel in your game quickly. So if you want to take your game to the next level, get to a 4-0 and beyond, then click the link below, enroll in 4 days to 4-0, and we look forward to seeing you on the inside.